Welcome to Micro 205 News Station. Tuning in today is fermentation. Fermentation is an anaerobic process that converts pyruvate to acids, gases, or alcohols. Fermentation occurs in bacteria, yeast, or mussels when there is no oxygen present. Now to you, Crystal, for the weather.
You're going to want to grab your umbrellas today, folks, because today's forecast is cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Lactic acid showers. Now let's see what that really means for us today. The lactic acid bacteria are a group of gram-positive bacteria which produce lactic acid as a major end product of carbohydrate fermentation. They're the most important bacteria in desirable food fermentations, being responsible for the fermentation of sourdough bread, milk, yogurt, cheese, and pickled vegetables. Lactic acid fermentation works in the absence of oxygen by converting carbohydrates to lactic acid, carbon dioxide, and other organic acids. So it's safe today we won't have a shortage of yogurt, cheese, or pickles thanks to these lactic acid showers this week.
Thanks, Crystal. I'll definitely remember to bring my umbrella today. Now for the traffic. There's an NADH pileup on the I-10 freeway. Sources say it's over an hour to get to microclass. Let's see what's going on.
Wow, it is a parking lot out here tonight. The main cause of traffic is due to severe bloating of drivers because of overconsumption of bread, beer, and wine. Enzymes in the yeast break down large starch molecules into flour, which then breaks down into simple sugars. The yeast metabolizes the sugars and releases carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol. This causes the leavening of the bread that is known to occur as a result of yeast. Too much bread has caused the backups that we see today. But there's movement.
Thanks, Kelly. Now more traffic. Yeast work to produce alcohol and carbonation in beer by breaking down starch into glucose, and then glucose into ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. However, these processes are dependent on an anaerobic environment, as oxygen causes the spoilage of beer and wine by creating an environment where bacteria can break down these products of yeast fermentation.
Thanks, Josh. Now fill us in on the election, Jasmine.
Thanks, Jason. The upcoming election is going to be a close one. Currently, Donald Trump is the front runner, but fermentation is catching up and will definitely disrupt the voting with severe cramping. When oxygen is not present in cellular respiration, it undergoes the fermentation process, which is a series of reactions that reduce organic materials, such as carbohydrates, into a more oxidized form. For example, pyruvate converts to lactic acid, producing NADH to form NAD+. These reactions produce lactic acid as electrons are donated to reduce these materials in humans, which leads to cramps. So Trump better watch out if he runs out of oxygen. Now back to you, Jason.
That's all for today, folks. We want to give a special thanks to our sponsors and contributors. Thanks bacteria and yeast for 2-ATP and NADH and some CO2 and some yummy foods like cheese and bread and yogurt and pickles and wine and beer. Stay classy, 205. Thanks, Josh. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah.
We can
And action.
Can I just say gram-positive bacteria?
Yeah.
When oxygen is not present in cellular respiration.
Thanks, Josh. Now fill us in on the election.